Hi folks, welcome back. So today we're back again with Sleep Token. If you haven't seen it yet, check out my first reaction stroke analysis to Sleep Token, which was for the song The Summoning, which was amazing. And this is the second time I'm back. Another request from the same anonymous patron. I always going to say patron. I always get them mixed up. And a patron that wishes to remain anonymous on Patreon. There we go. Easy for me to say. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. So I actually can't wait to get into this one as well. So the format of this video is going to be, we'll go right through the song uninterrupted. And then afterwards we'll go through it again and maybe pause and break down some of it or fill in some thoughts I have on the music anyway. But yeah, if you enjoy this video, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. All the links and stuff are in the description. And if you're new to the channel, I'm a classical piano teacher by day, which is really more like night because of people's hours. But anyway, that's what I do, and I write my own music. And so, yeah, there we go. So without further ado, let's get going. Go.
I dream in phosphorescence, bleed through spaces, see you drifting past the fall, but no one told you where to go. Well, yeah, I spit blood when I wake up. Sink porcelain stain, choking up brain matter and makeup. Just 2 days since the mainframe went down and I'm still messed up. Room feels like a meat freezer, I dangling like cold cuts. Missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust. Mirror talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my pay stub. White roses, black doves, godmother, rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become. My, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral pyre. Come now, bite through these wires. I'm a waking hell and the gods grow tired. Reset my patient violence along both lines of a pathway higher. Grow back your sharpest teeth, you know my desire. I guess it goes to show, does it not, that we've no idea what we've got until we lose it. And no amount of love will keep it around if we don't choose it. And I
What a journey. Um, First thing I got to mention while it's in my mind. So with the video, like the last one, I kind of thought, I didn't really put a lot of significance into what the video was. It was very slow, and I just didn't really pay much attention to the last video. What it did reference was the figure being linked with some of the industrial sort of the beats, and having this huge figure, sort of like a gargantuan kind of thing. And this one, I kind of thought, okay, it's something there, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't really take it because there wasn't a lot of information at first. I thought it was just something that would sort of drone about in the background, as opposed to just being like one image or no image and just the song. I thought, oh, it's one of these sort of visualized videos that doesn't really mean anything. Is there a Twin Towers thing going on here from 9/11? Am I off on that? But certainly the imagery. At one point, it became like, well, there's two what looked like skyscrapers, and then the smoke in the background. Whatever the effect looked like, they were burning, and then they looked like the towers were filling up with blood afterwards. So is that what we're dealing with here? Is thematically, is that what the lyrics and stuff we're pointing to? I was only able to catch some of the lyrics. Obviously, it's my first time listening through, and I'm an a music instrument teacher, and I play different instruments and stuff. I'm not a singer. So vocals are primarily an instrument for me to begin with, and then it's usually through repeated listens of a song that the lyrics start to bleed through. So I could be listening to a song 4 or 5 times before I start to really what's going on there. It's just whatever way I'm hardwired. But the image, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. But there was definitely getting 9/11 vibes there. Whew. Music was incredible, absolutely incredible. The singer's voice that dude's voice is unreal. So much expression in it. Lots of sort of changes, sort of the idiosyncratic nature of his vocals. He's able to sort of change his voice depending on when you heard there was like a rap kind of element that came in there that was a little jarring for me. It's not that the fact that it was unexpected isn't a bad thing. I like being taken by surprise, but there was just something about it. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But it only lasted for maybe 5 seconds, and I was like, actually, no, I do like this. It's fine. Just took me a bit by surprise. So he's able to move. He just goes there, and there's certain qualities about the way he sort of pronounces certain words. It goes off a little bit. From the sort of normal sort of range that he's singing in, he's sort of the affectation, I feel like, with his choice of how he sort of finishes words and so on like that I actually really like. And the more of that he does, the more unique he sounds. The ethereal instrumentation, give us this real sort of dreamlike quality throughout, which was very atmospheric. Really loved that. And then of course the brutal sort of heaviness between the detuned guitars, bass, and the sort of weight of the drums and stuff like that. So a really great blend of everything. Take me back to Eden. There was actually a lot of the sort of glitchy sort of sound effects at the beginning. Sort of made me think of like birds and insects and stuff like that. And if you think of the Garden of Eden, maybe that, is that an intentional thing that kind of, it's obviously electronic sounding, and glitchy. It doesn't sound like real samples of wildlife, but it put me in mind of listening to wildlife. If we think of the Garden of Eden, and if there is a 9/11 sort of thing about this, I don't know. Don't quite know where we're going. I would really need to see the lyrics in front of me, but yeah, I'm not going to dwell on that in case I'm completely off. So yeah, back to the music anyway. But yeah, we're going to go through, maybe listen, pause, chat about some stuff. Yeah. Well, another great request. Thank you for this. Yeah, let's get going. Please consider taking a moment to check out my other channel, JW Soundworks, where you will find unique cover song performances. composed piano arrangements. And all of my self-composed original music. Go. Very detuned. I think that's a guitar. When I say detuned, what I mean is out of tune sounding. You know, it's obviously being treated in some sort of way. It's not just. I think that's the 3 notes there at the start. You know, it doesn't sound clean. It's definitely got sort of like I mean, it sounds like a chorus pedal. It's been, you know, the detune feature is being turned way up, so it's very unsettling. Which is weird because I kind of think of those 3 notes, if you hear them like that on the piano. For some reason, I would associate that more with a major chord sound. Those kind of sounds. I don't know why it's ambiguous, of course, because when you play just the fifths, it could be also be a minor. For some reason, it's given me that vibe of it being major, even though it's ambiguous. It's not major or minor at this point. But do you hear? Do you hear that, or do you hear? But it's ambiguous, isn't it? Which is interesting. But it's detuned. Almost sounds like kids playing as well, the sound of children's voices.
I dream.
It's definitely minor. It sits into minor there. Something about the beginning of it though sounded like it could possibly be major. You know, we're trying to have a glass half full. Well, which is definitely not me. Well, maybe it is. I never sort of considered myself the eternal optimist, but hey, yeah, maybe I am. And if I'm an optimist, geez, that doesn't say much for the rest of you. Good luck.
I dream in phosphorescence.
That dude's voice is unreal. It's his pronunciation.
I dream in phosphorescence. Bleed through spaces.
He elongates everything and exaggerates over the top. That's amazing.
Bleed through spaces. See you drifting past the fall.
Must say, the vocals are actually, they've reminded me of a point I wanted to make, which was something I really love about the band's music thus far, is how they just allow the song to unravel there's no sense of urgency to getting to wherever we're trying to go. You know, it's not even so much a conscious thing whenever I listen to music of being like, oh, we're here, now we go here, and then we're over. You know, I mean, it's always a journey. There's something about this. I even got the same, I didn't express it in the last video, but I got the same sort of sense of we're kind of like we're just going to take as much time as we need to let this unfurl, right? So I got that musically, you know, from just the way that the songs are played and their structure and so on, and the sort of little moments throughout. It was just like we're in no hurry. We're just going to enjoy the journey. In his vocal, I'm also detecting that now. You know, he doesn't just sing a word and say it. There's like a kind of clinging on to each syllable and a refusal to let the syllable go, you know, or at least allow that syllable to sort of change shape as it goes through. You know, it's not just, I don't sing, so I'm not going to try, but it's not just da 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 da. Each da da, whether it's in dynamics or a tonal shift, whatever, there's this sort of, let's just sit in this and stretch it, and you know what I mean? There's no rush. There's no rush. Hopefully that makes sense.
Drifting past the fall, but no one told you where to go.
You hear how much in that go is?
We dive through crystal waters, perfect oceans.
There's obviously a lot of layering in the vocals there, but not so prominent in the mix. I mean, it's there, you can hear it, but the decision has been to sort of, I don't know, round. It sort of gives a hug. It's like an audio hug around the singer, as opposed to being, you know, a supportive, you know, I guess it is supportive, but sometimes when you get your backing vocals coming in or your harmonies coming in, it can give a real thick sound to everything. It almost sounds like it's just sort of around the edges of that. I guess it's maybe could be a choice to not take away from the, you know, the amount of expression in the lead vocal. If we've got too much coming from the backing vocals in terms of their volume and the weight and stuff behind them, it might detract from the lead vocal performance. You hear that lead vocal still penetrating through.
Oceans, but no one told me not to breathe. And now the weightlessness recedes.
Even in the guitar, there's a real sense of drowse in this. It's not, I mean, it's obviously in time, but it doesn't give a sense of that kind of performance. It almost sounds like it's sort of being dragged ever so slightly, almost perceptibly dragged. Perceptibly. Yeah, I think it is that, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I need more coffee. You know that you hear about, you know, with older records in particular, you know, producers maybe discussing, or drummers in particular, talking about drummers playing behind the beat, ahead of the beat, or on the beat. You know, this sounds like behind the beat, you know, which is just that sort of human. Some of us have an urge to sort of pull with the time, even if you're along to a click or a metronome or whatever. Your natural desire, or not even desire so much, your natural preset or default setting is to pull. I know there's other people that push. It's almost like they're always ahead of that beat. The music has this real drowsy effect of being sort of dragged back, and getting that in the vocal as well. So all of that sense of, you know, it's very drowsy. Yeah, it's nothing to do with being out of time. It's just, you know, almost imperceptible. You know, if I give you an example, if you're playing, say, treat this? Do you play it straight on time? Do you pull it? Do you push it? Do you both? But depending on what you do there, you're going to get a different feeling. That's it, being pulled. Whereas if you push it, fortunately, Beethoven was deaf, and he's also dead, so he can't criticize that. But all of you guys can, I guess. But be nice. Very classical vibe to this. It's almost sort of. I may be trying to. Maybe now I'm trying to find stuff that isn't there or whatever. But I did mention the Twin Towers thing. There's something militaristic about that. It almost sounds like a military march. Or you can imagine like an army chanting that kind of thing. It's kind of sounds, there's like resolve behind it. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for something that isn't there. But these visuals with the angel, and is that a scythe? So is that the Grim Reaper? I don't know. Looks like a scythe to me. So the fallen angel.
Through these wires, I'm a working girl, and the gods grow tired. Reset my patient violence along borderlines of a pathway higher.
So this is very strict in time compared to the other part.
My desire. I will travel far beyond the path of reason. Take me back to Eden. Take me back to Eden.
This is ridiculous. That's face melting. That production is ridiculous. That's not right. Where does it go after that? So we're in G sharp minor down to C sharp minor. Does it go? Was there a third chord in there? Can't remember. G sharp minor, C sharp minor, that last chord sounds like it's quite ambiguous, that last one. It's down to an A sharp. Is it that? It definitely sounds ambiguous. Doesn't sound like here or there. Which, if it is that, that's an F sharp over an A sharp. something like that. Bum, bum, bum. Love me syncopation. Harpsichord-esque vibe off that synth.
Well, yeah, I spit blood when I wake up. Sink porcelain stain, choking up brain matter and makeup. Just 2 days since the mainframe went down and I'm still messed up. Room feels like a meat freezer, I dangling like cold cuts. Missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust. Mirror talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my pay stub. White roses, black doves, godmother, rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become. My mind, those eyes like fire, I'm a winged insect.
It's just like, you just write any style of song, fit in any genre. You know, even without the metal stuff, this works. You could just be straight up this, and it'd probably be even more popular, you know, because, I mean, there's definitely some people out there that can't hack the metal stuff. Just can't hack it. They're missing out. But yeah, that's so you can hear the different context that this chorus is in here. It works really well. Love that sort of what is it? Is it Roland 808 kind of drum machine kind of sound?
Godmother, rise up. I need you to see me for what I have become. My mind, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect. You're a funeral pyre. Come now, bite through these wires. I'm a waking hell, and the gods grow tired. Reset my patience.
That chord, that's definitely an unusual chord there. I don't really expect that in the progression.
Come now, bite through these wires. I'm a waking hell, and the gods grow tired. Reset
Is it just a G sharp minor, but in that context?
my patient violence along both lines of a pathway higher. Grow back your sharpest teeth. You know my dens are here.
Yeah, it has moved. Yeah, it's changed keys. That was E flat minor in there, D sharp.
Reset my patient violence along both lines of a pathway
And with E flat minor.
Grow back your sharpest
sharp,
teeth. You
B flat, sorry.
know my dens are here.
To E, is it? Oh,
I guess it goes to show.
I love that kind of. Is it there? Da,
I guess it goes to
It was there. It
show.
was there. For some reason that's reminding me of the John Carpenter Halloween theme. Not the theme, sorry. It's one of the. It's one of the. It's not the. Is it? There's definitely one of the tracks in the soundtrack does that.
I guess it goes to show, does it not, that we've no idea what we've got until we lose it.
Some of the lyrics in here were superb. So there's, I mean, it looks like two towers.
No amount of love will keep it around if we don't choose it.
Some beautiful words.
And I don't know what's got its teeth in me, but I'm about.
So obviously Not obviously, but you can see there's blood and what look like tentacles and stuff coming out now. So yeah, it's like I don't know. There's definitely symbolism here. So it's obviously open for interpretation, and I could be completely wrong or whatever. Like, but I already mentioned about the towers and evil or whatever. I mean that's very very stripped down, but I mean obviously. That's the sort of sentiment I got from it was, highlighting the sort of evil about that. And then if we've got death, death is now starting to sort of affect the world around it with the tentacles and the blood and all the rest of it. It's not self-contained as an image. It's now affecting its environment. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know what the little globes are going around. Self-sought fury. No amount of self-sought fury will something bring back innocence or something. I missed it. Sorry, I'll try it again. The glory of innocence. Distortion brewing in the back. There's the blood coming down now, which ends up looking like smoke. It has to be. They even look, the buildings even the same height, they even look like the Twin Towers. Has to be. Come on, has to be that. Yeah, I was going to say the this is amazing stuff. Like, I'm kind of lost for words a little bit. There was something I mentioned in the last video about the phrasing and the music going over the bar. It's definitely happening again here. Rather than going into all of that again, if you haven't watched the other video, do watch it and you'll see what I mean. I can hear that that's something which seems like a trait of the band, at least with the two songs I've heard here. The delay in the start of the new phrase, despite the vocals. That one's hit first before that one. Can't be an accident. I mean, it's maybe a bit too literal, like, but at this point, I'm pretty sure that's the symbolism that's involved here. If it's something else, then they've definitely thrown me. In which case, if they think of the day and the helicopters that were up in the sky, the news helicopters and stuff that would have been surrounding the planes and the footage and stuff or the buildings, sorry, and the footage, it almost could be that from the little orbs or whatever. Don't know. Could be representative of souls or all sorts of things. And of course, it just looks cool, but you wouldn't put this amount of effort and work into a video just because it looks cool. There's meaning. There has to be symbolism in this. No accident. Haha. Vocals. It's heavy going stuff, man. Also, you notice how it briefly switches to black there? Right there. Kind of poignant. That's so heavy. Even the fact that the music doesn't end, it fades out, the video fades out, which, you know, sort of the connotations with that is things never resolving or never ending type thing, you know. And if it is sort of, you know, war and terrorism and so on, you know, that those things will continue to perpetuate, which is a glass half full, not a glass half empty, or just a realism. Just a glass, the way things are, whatever. But listen, you know, even if I'm off on this and you listen back on what is this guy talking about, you know, that's good art, isn't it? That's what you want from art. You want art to make you think. So whether or not you figure it out or whether you don't, it's not what it's about. And again, even what I was saying about the music sort of taking its time, it's not the destination, it's the journey. It's thinking, it's being in amongst it. That's where all the good stuff is, you know, without getting too philosophical, which I will on occasion, i.e. every day, every minute of every day, not being able to hear those around me talking because I'm in here doing this, always thinking, whatever. But certainly, you know, it sounds like that's the sort of manifestation of the music, you know, all of these things, the sort of never ending, constant, you know, so, yeah. That's what I love. You know, it seems like there's symbolism involved. Also, I like this sort of hidden identities within the band kind of thing. You know, it adds to the urban legend, the mythology of it. You know, it'd probably not surprise you to learn that my favorite movie director is David Lynch. You know, he's the elite when it comes to that. Yes, there's meaning and there's stuff here, but it can be interpreted in many different ways. And actually, not getting the answer isn't so much the important thing. It's actually the process of thinking. Makes you think, you know, and it sounds amazing, like, so, yeah. Wow, this is super stuff. Yeah, turns out the hype is worth it, eh? Who would have thought? A lot of the time, whenever I hear something being hyped, I'm kind of like, oh, it's never really going to live up to the hype. You know, once the hype starts, really, you got to watch this film. This film's amazing. You watch it, you're like, yeah, it's pretty good, but you told me it was amazing. No, it wasn't. So, yeah, this band lives up to the hype. Really like it. You know, there's more complexity to it than I would have assumed from a heavy sort of band from the outset. You know, it's making you think, thought-provoking. How to move on from this? Right, I'm definitely not watching Liam Gallagher. I'll tell you that. I've had enough of him. It was a bit. He was annoying enough in the 90s. Like, so I'm not. I'm only joking, of course. Don't look back in anger. Right, see us next time. If you're passionate about piano, whether as a player or listener, or if you're considering online lessons or masterclasses, please visit my YouTube channel, John Wilson Online Piano Lessons. There you'll discover a wealth of piano performances with many more to come. Based on demand, I'll also be introducing video tutorials for piano pieces. Thank you.